Beep, 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 beep. Welcome to the Court of the EDI Jester. Hello, good peeps, Jesterites, Twitteroids, whatever the hell you are, and however you got here, especially to new people. If you've never come across me before, buckle up. It's going to be a bumpy ride. Subscribe. Move the mouse. Subscribe. Subscribe if you would, please. Buy me a coffee. Come warrior teacher. The usual stuff. One doesn't like to gloat. That's not true. I love to gloat. Right? I like to win, and then I like to gloat. That's the kind of creature I am. The way the jester is, right? America is doing things a bit differently from how we do them over here. What a surprise. What a surprise. So today we've got a case of a teacher who's been fired. I shouldn't do it, should I? I shouldn't allow my Schadenfreude, my jouissance, as they say in French, to override the fact that this poor person's been fired. Well, you probably deserved it. Should we have a look and see whether this poor person deserved to be fired? I like to win and I like to gloat. Okay. Teacher is fired after reading gender identity book to 5th graders. Katie Rindle, who taught in Marietta, Georgia, was dismissed on Friday. She read the children My Shadow is Purple, a book discussing being non-binary. A teacher who read her 5th grade class gender identity book My Shadow is Purple about moving beyond binary has been fired after a parent reported her to the school. Well done to that parent. Katie Rindle, I can't say it, who taught at Due West Elementary School in Marietta, Georgia, was dismissed on Friday after Cobb County School Board of Education voted 4-3 against her. 3 idiots. Miss Rindell read the young children the picture book by Australian author Scott Stewart to her class in March. It depicts a non-binary child who doesn't identify with being a boy or a girl. His shadow is purple rather than blue or pink, like his cisgendered parents. So imagine it. There you are. Set the scene. Small child. Mum and Dad. Mum has a pink shadow. Dad has a blue shadow. This boy's got a purple shadow. Or, could it be more about enforcing stereotypes if it tried? It couldn't, could it? That is literally it's sort of like distilled in that one image. How mad these nutters are. She bought My Shadow is Purple, a book fair at Due West Elementary. After reading the book, the class engaged in a discussion about inclusion and acceptance. Of course they did. Students were then asked to self-reflect and write their own shadow poem. As a result, you stupid woman! As a result, she was accused of violating the district's policies on teaching controversial issues, according to WSB TV. Links in the doobers, there are links in the article, yeah. Ms. Rinderly is the first teacher to be fired under a trio of Georgia's censorship laws. That's an accolade you don't want, isn't it? I was the first one out the door. And they've called them censorship laws, including the recently enforced Protect Students' Rights Act, commonly known as the Divisive Concepts Law. The case has drawn wide attention as a test of what public school teachers can teach in class, how much a school system can control teachers, and whether parents can veto instruction as they dislike. It comes amid a nationwide conservative backlash to books and teaching about LGBTQ+ subjects in school. Rindler, she declined comment after the vote, but released a statement through the Southern Poverty Law Centre, which helped represent her. The district is sending a harmful message that not all students are worthy of affirmation in being their unapologetic and authentic selves, Miss Rindler, she said in a statement. Do you see? Right? She's lost her job, right? And instead of going, oh, God, how did that happen? I need to reflect on it. Something's wrong. Something's really wrong if I can lose my job over this. What's going on? Why have I lost my job? I better have a look and see what this non-binary bullshit's about. But no, she didn't do that. She said they're sending a harmful message that not all students are worthy of affirmation in being the unapologetic and authentic selves. This is a dyed-in-the-wool cultist, right? I have zero sympathy for her. Zero. As I would have zero sympathy for a Christian, Catholic or Islamist zealot teaching classes. Zero sympathy. Or for that matter, as an atheist zealot. I don't care, right? We don't want ideologues in our teaching systems. And that statement she made after proves she's an ideologue. You, young lady, should be nowhere near children. You're a fundamental danger with your nonsense. This decision, based on intentionally vague policies, will result in more teachers self-censoring in fear of not knowing where the invisible line will be drawn. You'll find it. It's not a difficult line. No gender identity ideology, no queer theory, and no critical race theory. Do you get it, love? He said, in a condescending, mansplaining way. I shouldn't enjoy this, but I am. The jouissance has got me. The Schadenfreude is real. The veteran teacher of 10 years underwent a tribunal to decide on her termination after she sought to overturn the decision to fire immediately. But she lost her bid, with 3 Democrats opposing the decision to fire her and 4 Republican lawmakers saying the opposite. There we go. Earlier this month, school district lawyer Sherry Colves said that the district is very serious about children learning in a neutral classroom. There you go. Get it? Neutral. Adding a one-sided viewpoint on political, religious or social beliefs does not belong in our classroom, she said, according to the Washington Post. Teaching non-binary, trans and gender identity, ideology and queer theory and critical race theory for the bullshit it is, right? For highlighting what it not, the teacher shouldn't go, oh, this is bullshit. The teacher should go, what do you make of this? Tell the truth about it. It's unreality. It's anti-science, anti-human agenda. Teach them that. Let them make the decision, right? Use their own words against them. So I talk to the warrior teachers about this all the time. You have to scan the landscape, right? What you think doesn't matter. Scan the landscape so that you've got things to talk about, right? You aren't there. As a teacher, you are not there, okay? To impose your beliefs, you are there to reveal a landscape for education. So get it out of the bloody classrooms, these indoctrinating ideological teachers. I know of at least one that will be, get out the door once the British government gets its act together and starts dealing with this nonsense. In June, author of the book, Scott Stewart, defended Ms. Rinderley. He launched a scathing attack on school systems in the US and insisted there's nothing sexual or pornographic in his book, banned in several American states. He has also expressed his disgust that the much-loved teacher may now lose her job after a parent complained about pornographic material and inappropriate topics in the book. The entire thing is so disgusting, Mr. Stewart said. To be very clear, there's nothing sexual or pornographic about this book. It's a book of acceptance and inclusion. Right, this drags us back, that statement, which I'll read again. To be very clear, there is nothing sexual or pornographic about this book. It's a book of acceptance and inclusion. Right. People talk about, they keep saying, oh, the pedos, oh, this, oh, yeah. Careful, right? Careful, right? That isn't helping, folks, okay? What we have to understand is that what this is an attack on childhood itself. An attack on child itself. And it's easy to go for they want to break down the barriers and have sex with kids, because that's an easy win. People will be disgusted, oh, it's disgusting. But it's also, it makes it very difficult to then look at the detail. There is nothing pornographic or sexual about this book. No, it's wholly ideological, right? That's the point being, that the book is designed to break down the family unit by using queer theory, to bring gender identity ideology as a real thing to children, right? So the big threat is that. I understand people get angry about they're trying to have sex with children, they're breaking down the boundaries thing, but you've got to understand that's not the main point, and that's why he's able to argue, right? Oh, there's nothing sexual in it, there's nothing pornographic about it. It could be text only, telling them this stuff is real, and it would still be undermining childhood, the concept of the child, the family unit. That's what's under attack. So it's very important to understand that when we talk about the attack on childhood and breaking down barriers and boundaries, it doesn't just mean physical sexuality. It means in every possible way. Mr. Stewart doubled down on his support for Ms. Rinder in a TikTok video, well, that's great, isn't it? Which showed examples of her students' profound reflections of the book, along with positive feedback from their parents. profound reflections on nonsense, profound reflections on the destruction of the nuclear family, profound reflections on the unreality of non-binary, and I can identify as what I want. So it did it right, really. So what they did was they showered the students with shit and then got them to say it smelled nice. So he said, a teacher has been fired for reading one of my books, he began. It had parents reaching out saying this kind of lessons was something they wanted in the class. This is a teacher who gets phenomenal feedback from the principal, her students, the parents. Mr. Stewart continued. Her teaching is described as transformative and key to the school's success. Is it now? I don't want a teaching to be transformative, you raging nutcase. I want it to be informative, educational, not ideological. My Shadow is Purple was nominated for a 2023 Australian Book Industry Award. It was described as a heartwarming and inspiring book about being true to yourself and one that considered gender beyond binary in a vibrant spectrum of colours. It's the usual bull. Go and have a look. Articles in the Dubers. Got to start telling the kids it's crap and be straightforward about it. It's rubbish. It's just rubbish. It's just all rubbish. It's all rubbish. Just be straightforward about it. It's got no basis in fact, it has no basis in science. It is simply an identitarian political movement that wishes to turn your children into nice little activists. And they'll start as young as they possibly can. As young as they can. Stop thinking it's all about sex. It's not. Right? That's just one part of it. The other part is we want their minds. There's a great scene in The Killing Fields, if you remember the film, where they're shown crossing out the family and teaching the kids all about the collective. Same thing. All right? That's what these people are. You understand? Good. I knew you would. You're smart, you lot. Buy me a coffee. Please. I'll see you later.